Follow the show on Twitter at Boston versus the Book.
How do you like them apples?
Bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Happy Star Wars Day for those who celebrate. What's up, Brigade? It is the Bostonian versus the Book. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault back for another fun, interesting show today, Dave. We got a lot of topics to get to today. How are you, sir, on this Thursday?
How is Star Wars Day?
May the 4th be with you.
Oh, my God.
You walked into that one.
I set you up.
Uh-huh.
I set you up. You're the Star Wars guy. I love Star Wars. I love Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. I ain't seen the rest of them.
No? You can't love Star Wars then. Come on now. You like Star Wars.
I saw Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi in the movie theater. That's how old I am.
Right. That's okay.
The original. Like I
Right.
was a little kid watching it going.
Yeah. They have done an incredible job with Disney Plus recreating. Mandalorian is phenomenal.
Watched the first 4 episodes of the first season of that and never had time to get back into it. I will go back and watch all of that because that was good. As far as the rest of the stuff.
Oh, it's good. I mean, episodes 1, 2, and 3 suck. Just put that down. That's true. But 7, 8, 9 weren't bad. 9 was but 7 and 8 weren't bad. Rogue One's phenomenal. Solo was great. I've seen everything. I've seen down to the cartoons. I'm all in.
Yeah, you are a Star Wars nerd.
I love it. I'm a complete Star Wars nerd. I completely,
no
but like this season of Mandalorian was tremendous.
Was this season 2 or 3?
3 just ended.
Okay.
And
we're
it's
going to have to take some time to binge watch, but we're too busy trying to find a sponsor. If you guys are watching the show, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We're having calls. We're not allowed on some calls. We're allowed on other calls. You're tweeting, Charles Barkley quotes because I'm Charles Barkley, and apparently you're Shaq. Is that the one I thought you were Ernie?
Oh, I am Ernie, but it's my reaction to going deep into the annals of history is Shaq.
Right?
That was
Trust
Shaq last
me,
night.
I got to sit here and listen to you talk about some stuff, and I've made the same faces. Joe C. Myers, you're right. Joe C. Myers is one of our biggest fans.
I might make crazy comments,
but
I don't walk into sexualization. You tend to walk into
you
things.
did the bolt-ons. You
Well,
were the original.
I knew what I was saying.
Man.
I knew what I was. It's not a crazy conversation. That's an actual description of something.
Sometimes it might look like I don't know what I'm saying and might just say stuff. Other times I might say something knowing exactly what I'm saying and setting you up. That's what we do.
Yes.
So that's the show. Guys, again, thanks for being here. Girls, thanks for being here. Winning Las Vegas.
Nice.
She's been here a lot and enjoying the show. I haven't seen Julie back. I don't know if Julie was a one-night stand when she came in and watched the show and left. I don't know. Something Julie, Princess Julie or something.
Oh,
was in the
the
chat.
bot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. The
Oh,
sex
was
bot.
it? Oh, that was a different bot. That one that kept popping in, and then Farra had to get her out.
Yeah.
Farra, the producer, still hanging with us, doing his thing. The show's chugging along. We're not going anywhere. But
nope. Do you like Cinco de Mayo, by the way?
It's another day.
Yeah.
It's a happy day. Like when I was coaching, we had a lot of families and people that made it a big deal. I went to real live like Cinco de Mayo parties.
Nice.
Different, very different, very fun. Personally, it's Friday the 5th.
I know. I love it. I don't like it as much as St. Patrick's Day, but I really like Cinco de Mayo a lot. I love Mexican food because I love Mexican food and I love tequila.
Well, so do I. But what does that have to do with?
Because it's fun. It's a fun little festive day. It's a cool day. It's celebrating Mexican Independence Day, so it's cool. I like it. It's a big deal in Vegas. It's a big deal. Tomorrow's a big day in Vegas. I can't drink and I can't really eat off my diet, so like tomorrow's gonna be hard for me. I can't do what I want to do tomorrow. My mom's here. She wants to go out. She wants to go have tacos and have fun. I'm like, I gotta figure that out. How do I swing that? I gotta figure out what I think there's some places I can go to get it done, but tomorrow's
for like one meal for a couple tacos. Just have the tacos with your mother.
No, that's not the point. The point is I have to stay.
The point is your mother's here for 4 days.
Correct, but there's
enjoy the time with your mother.
I am, but I can enjoy the time without eating a taco.
That's fine too, but don't complain about it.
No, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just saying last night
Sounded like you were
because
complaining.
last night was the first time we went to dinner last night. Last night was the first time I stared at a menu and I went, I want a drink. And I can't have a drink. I was really, and it's like,
I haven't had many drinks since I had the stroke. Every day after we get off after we do the show, I feel like I need a drink.
I was on a menu though, and I was like, man, it's funny the way the brain works. When you tell the brain you can't have something, it's what the brain wants. The brain's gonna go, well, you tell me I can't have it. Now I want this really badly. It's funny the mind tricks that our brains go at it with ourselves.
This is like being a parent. When you tell the kids no, that's what they want. So you tell them, yes, go ahead, do that. And then they go, wait, why is he saying yes? Oh, okay. Just like sports betting too. Gambling in general. Take insurance on blackjack. Sure. Take it. It's here for you.
Just here for you. Take it. Yeah, it's smart. Come on. Do it. Sure. You can do it. All right. Last night was interesting. The Boston Celtics with Embiid playing. Was that a change for Boston or was that a change for Philadelphia? Because the game went completely differently.
What did you think was going to happen? Like it was a complete setup. It was a complete setup. Now what though? Like, I mean, we saw what we saw. They got a split. Okay. Yeah. He played. He couldn't move. I watched the first 5 minutes. Tatum got the ball in the corner, gave him a little shake. Embiid went like this and then tried to, pretend like he was playing defense and fouled him. I turned it off. I said, he can't move. Why is he out there? What was that? And look,
trying to play the MVP on the night that he won the MVP. He wanted to play. The question's going to be should he play the rest of the way?
Should he play the rest of the way? The rest of the way, when we get to the second round of the playoffs, is the next game. So should he play the next game?
I wouldn't play him, but I want him to play. As a Celtics fan, I want him out there as much as possible.
Right. I'm sure you do.
I want him on the court. Like, they play differently. Philly plays differently. The defense is different. They can't run as up tempo. The game does not go through Harden the same way that it did in game one. I wholeheartily want Embiid on the court for game 3, but I think it's hard to sit him just because. I mean, Joe Mazzulla was a little cocky. He was mad in the post game at the Boston media because he turned it around on them and said, so what adjustments did I make from game 1 to game 2? And nobody had
a very good question.
Nobody had any answers, and he got up and walked out. He got up and walked out. He was mad.
Oh, really?
So he's like, I didn't change anything. We just played differently. He's like, we just played.
How about that?
So
how about that?
I mean, he's 34 with an edge, man. He's young and he's not going to take any shit from anybody.
That's just honest. That's an honest question. How come nobody raised their hand and answered? They can't wait to ask the questions and put their microphones up and ask the questions when it's bad. Why did anybody ask? Why they should have asked? It's good to ask the questions. Sometimes you got to have all the answers.
Right.
Sometimes you got to, that's awesome. I didn't see that, man. I love this guy. That's great.
He really did it. So, it's interesting to see what's going to happen.
Well, I mean, they're 1.5 point favorites in game 3 tomorrow night. What does that line tell you? He's playing or he ain't playing? Or does it not matter?
I don't know. I think at home in game 3, I don't really know what to make of it, to be quite honest, because Boston's been a decent team on the road this year. Philly's been very good at home.
Yeah.
And I wonder, even with Embiid on the bench, I think Philly's live to win game 3.
They're live to win game 3 with him in or out. That's fact. That's what that number tells you.
Yeah.
Okay. It ain't ever going to be Philly -4. And it ain't ever going to be Boston -4. But if he gets announced that he ain't playing, does the line go up? Boston -3? Maybe. If they announce he's playing, because I think this line is boom, put it up. Boston won the last game. They got to be slight favorites because you could put a pick and let people bet you either way and move the number that way. I think that's fair. Game 3 before we see it. That's what you got to put up. Market's 1.5. Fire away. I don't think anybody knows. And I don't think anybody cares right now. Because him playing, not healthy, what is that worth? Nothing. He didn't look good. He didn't look
No,
good
he
at
didn't
all.
look good, but I wonder. I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see what the because they have 3 days off now, so we'll
No, they
see.
play Friday. They play tomorrow.
I thought they had 2 days off. I thought they played the weekend. They play tomorrow.
My schedule here says Friday. Is that wrong? Guys in the chat, you guys are watching the show. We got some guys listening at work. Don't get in trouble, Vol
They
fan
pl-
Dan, but keep us in the ear. Thank you for listening and watching the show live, not in the chat. But if you guys are here in the chat, when's Boston Philly play?
I thought they
Friday
had,
or Saturday? Because
they play
it's
Friday.
Friday in my
They,
schedule.
they play
Yeah.
Friday,
Okay.
and then they play Sunday, and
Yeah.
then they play. Oh, there's the break. Okay, so the break is after Game 4. They don't
Right.
play till Thursday.
Oh, wow. 3 days off.
Yeah, every series has a 3-day off. baked into
Friday,
it.
cuz. Tyler's calling me cuz now. My favorite thing that he calls me cuz. All right, bro. Cuz. Home slice.
Right,
Homie.
right.
What's the worst nickname you ever been called? Like when somebody gives you that. When they say, "Hey, mister."
The worst nickname.
Well,
I
I had a kid call me home slice at the counter once.
Oh,
Like, "Hey,
God.
home slice, what is the line on this?"
Yikes.
And I turned, I said,
What'd you call me?
"Well, no." I said, "Home slice?" And he's like, "Yeah, what's the line on the game?" I said, "Hold on one second, home slice. Let me look." And I called him home slice 10 times. 10 times. The line on the game, home slice, is minus 4.5 at 212.5, home slice. What do you think, home slice? And he kept looking at me like, what is this guy's problem? I just wanted to make sure he knew that he called me home slice.
Right. I don't know. Like, so you don't mean like a nickname. You mean like a word that's not actually your
Yeah,
name.
like,
A way of getting your attention, but getting your attention in a way that's somewhat derogatory.
a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, I hear you. I don't know. I mean, it's always tone of voice to me versus the words. It's like, how did you say it versus what did you say?
Hey, chap. You
Like
know what it is for me?
Like if someone says jag off to you in a joking,
Oh,
nice
I love
way,
it. I
but if
love it.
someone says, hey, jag off, like it gets an edge to it. It's like,
No,
yo,
I
like,
like
what's up,
jagoff
man?
is just it's so ingrained into my life. I mean, I heard it every day. I hear it every day now in this house. Somebody's called somebody a jagoff. It's unbelievable. That's good, bud. When they short buddy, hey buddy, that's fine. But hey, okay, bud, I'll let you know. Bud. What are
That's
you
for
guys-
bro. I feel like that's almost like when someone says not bruh or like bro, and they say it like with an
With a long O,
accentuate on the bro. What's up, bro? Like that's gonna be like, oh, all right. So we're going down that road. We're gonna
right.
play that. We're gonna play that game. All right. Well, we'll play that game.
I don't
Sure.
know.
Well-
I really enjoy Tyler. We have a lot of good exchanges. I'm just giving him crap, but
Yeah, he's
you
fun.
guys give us ideas in the chat, and that's why the show's really just keeps booming. Business is booming. We got talking to a lot of people.
It's fun.
I'm trying to figure out how to address someone that would be good. Pimp. Hey, pimp.
Yee. No.
You know which one I don't like? And I tell the kids this, like when they say, hey, boss. Like, I don't like
Yeah.
when they have to call somebody boss or somebody calls me boss. Like we're on an equal level. Like,
You're the
I never
coach,
liked
though.
boss.
Yeah, but if you're the coach of a team,
Eh,
you're kind of the
It's-
boss,
a coach is fine.
right?
It was always an issue when you went into clubhouses and you did pregame, postgame stuff. Did any manager ever give you crap for calling them coach?
No, but in the media, different
Oh.
media members would give each other crap for calling him coach.
You couldn't call a manager coach.
Oh, not a manager, but like the coach. But like in the media, if you called the coach, people in the media sometimes would say, like, "Come on, man, you don't play
Right.
for the
What are
team.
you doing?
Call him his name."
Right. You're a grown man. Call him
I call him
Bill.
I don't know. I call Coach McDermott still coach to this day. So whenever I talk to coaches, what's up, coach? Like that's how I address basketball coaches that I know. I just call them coach.
Hey,
Assistant
pal.
coaches.
What do you think? Hey, pal. Hey, pal.
Pal is derogatory. If you hear me say, hey, pal, the Bostonian me is coming out, and that's not polite. Hey, pal, shut the fuck up. Like it's always there's good. What comes after me saying, hey, pal, is not going to be polite. It's going to be rude. Straight up.
Yeah, I don't like pal.
It's the only time I use that.
don't
Like
like pal.
I never use pal as like a nice, unless I'm like addressing my daughter or something, like I'm trying to calm her down or like there's some, but anyone else, what comes after pal is not going to be a polite comment. Straight
How
up.
about sport? Hey, sport.
I laugh at that because The Great Gatsby is like one of my all-time favorite books. So I laugh whenever if somebody says that I think it's a Gatsby reference. I think it's funny. So it doesn't bother me.
Pal. I'll have to put that one in.
Oh,
in the
you hear me say
database.
pal. There's a different thing coming.
Okay.
All right. So
All right,
Vegas
pal.
scores 6 last night here on the Oilers, and they take game 1. Did we learn anything about that series? Because I'll say this: 5-on-5, Oilers might have a problem. Vegas is the better team 5-on-5, at least.
They were last night.
At least they were last night.
They were last night. I mean, to be perfectly honest, what I learned, I don't think whoever wins that series is beating the other side.
Ooh.
They can't
Really?
play that way.
You don't
win
think
the
Vegas
game.
can beat Seattle?
If things tighten up, I don't know. I don't know.
I think
That
Vegas
was a
is capable.
wild game last night.
Because that's Edmonton, though. It's wild because Edmonton lets it go that way. They scored first, went 1-0. Vegas scored the next 2 goals in the first period. It was 2-1 after 3. No goals got scored in the second period, and then the third period opened up again. By the way, something to monitor here for the playoffs. We saw 4-2 with Seattle and Dallas and 2-1 with Vegas and Edmonton. High scoring first period. Both games had nothing in the second period. You can bet under 1.5 goals in the second period. If the first period goes bonkers, they're going to make the adjustment and tighten things up.
Which is a complete reversal from the regular season.
Yeah.
Second period is a high scoring period all the time due to the long change. Different things happen. A second go around a lot of times with power plays, but yeah, both second periods.
Scoreless, not just under 1.5, 0, nothing.
Randy Arozarena just hit a home run for the Rays. Pirates are going to get swept in Tampa.
Kind of predictable.
Yeah, I mean, we knew that. Listen, we said it before the series. They had 9 games on the road, right?
Yeah.
3 against, they were in Washington before Tampa, and they were where before that?
You would know more than me.
Why can't I remember? But we said 9 games. What do they go? 4-5 or 5-4? If they win today, they're 5-4 on the 9-game road trip. If they lose, they're 4-5. Pays to listen to the show once in a while. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well,
I don't know anything either. I don't claim to be an expert, champ, or any of that stuff. But, just listen to the show. JC from KC blames us for calling people jagoffs while he drives around now. He says he listens. He's
that's because of you. I don't say that word. That's a Pittsburgh word. I learned that from you. But that's a Pittsburgh word.
What did you take away from that game, Perrault?
That 5-on-5, Edmonton's in trouble. Stay out of the box, and the Knights win the series.
Stay out of the box for sure.
And the Knights win the series. That's what I learned. It's going to be the biggest. It's like literally to me, because they allowed, and we'll get to this, Draisaitl scored 4 goals. He's the odds-on favorite to win the Conn Smythe at plus 400. Sorry, plus 800, excuse me. What do you make?
Was he last night?
4 goals last night. He was insane.
I mean,
can you win the Conn Smythe if you don't?
Did you see the goal off the back of Brossois' head and shoulder?
Brilliant.
You got to hug the post when you're the goalie, but literally you got to hug it and kiss it with your head too. You got to stay close. I used to tell brother Dan, get on the post. He's a big dude, and he used to yell at me all the time. Just stay out there. I'm the goalie. Okay. But you got to hug the post. Draisaitl's amazing.
Can you win the Conn Smythe if you don't advance past the second round?
No.
So that's my only fear about betting that. But plus 800, 8-1 is still, I mean, he's incredible. He's the best player in hockey right now.
By the way, the Pirates were home against the Dodgers. Thank you, chat. You guys are the best.
Well, that's right. They took 2 of 3. All right.
2 of 3 from the Dodgers at home.
That's right.
2 of 3 in Washington, and they're going to get swept, it looks like, in Tampa. But I don't know. Maybe an in-game bet. No, not right now. The Rays are scoring. Can he win a Conn Smythe? No. If they don't win, they have to win the cup.
Oh, win the cup. Okay.
They have to win the cup. The Conn Smythe doesn't come. It's. I think it's only happened 3 times where it's come from the team that lost the cup.
Okay.
I believe it's always on the cup winning team. So Edmonton futures may be a better price today than they were yesterday because they were less than 8-1. But the danger in betting Draisaitl is that if McDavid gets hot, if they win this series and then win the next series and McDavid gets hot, they're going to give it to McDavid unless Draisaitl keeps doing this. So,
yeah, 550 on the Oilers to win it all. Odds on favorite now has flipped because Boston is out. The Hurricanes finally get the respect they deserve. They're the odds on favorite to win the cup.
ahead of Toronto?
Yep. 420 to 450.
Okay, so almost the same. They have one win in. Right. They have one more win. So 11 more wins gets you to the cup. What else did you learn? The home ice is for real. That's what I learned. The home ice for Vegas. I mean, 15 of their last 19 games.
They're playing well. It's a whole. It's a real
home
ice
in there last.
It's a whole ice advantage. It's so. I mean, Madeline asked me, he says, "Why it's so loud in there?" I said, "Because it's a playoff game. It's incredibly. People were jacked up and they were scared. It was like, oh my gosh, it's 1-0, and then bang bang, they scored literally a goal a minute later, and then another goal 4 minutes later, and it was 2-1, and then the route, and then it just. I mean, it was 3-2 after the first period, and then it was." Nothing got scored in the second, but then it opened up again and Vegas went up 4-2 and then Vegas winds up getting a 6-4 win out of it. It's the thing about the Oilers is they're never going to be out of it. They're always going to be right there, and they're one shift away from getting a goal that puts them right back into the game. So you can never relax with them.
And well, that's another thing I can say we learned from the game then is that overs are live at all times because you see in some other series, the team will get a lead, and I call it the boa constrictor to just squeeze out the neutral zone and make getting shots hard. It's not the case when you're playing against the Oilers. They find ways to get the puck to the net. They find ways to get odd man rushes. And if you take penalties, the power play is still lethal. Move the puck as good as any power play still playing. So overs are live. Even after, say, a 1-1 first period. Like in-game betting, some games you're like, all right, this is on lock. Like this is going down. This is staying low. This is soccer on ice. Not last night. Not this series. At least I think the games in Vegas will play more like that, right? I ain't got to worry about looking at the here in Vegas.
Look, Oilers were the best over team on the road all year. That's why I bet them over. I begrudgingly, I was like, I thought about the under. I was like, man, at some point, this series may slow down, but I can't bet an over and under for a team like the Oilers on the road. Same thing in game 2. I think there's a potential we're going to see a 7 in this series. Do you think a book will go to it?
Major reluctance. Because there's jagoffs like us and other content people that will just tell people to bet the under.
Right.
They'll get under bets. But as the book, I'm okay with that. Like I don't know.
Right. Do you want that?
That's the dynamic that a lot of people are trying to find out right now.
They scored 10 goals scored last night. So it's like, don't you want that? You want
final was 6-4, right?
Yeah. So I mean, and it was only
and
one open
shot
net.
At the empty net. How about that?
That was Eichel. It's funny. Eichel's the one dude that's like, I don't care because nobody else was shooting at the open net. Eichel got it, fired it the whole length of the ice and got it in and hit it.
Dead center, too.
And I was like, okay, so Eichel has the green light. He's the only one that's got the green light to fire it like that.
Because I gave you a stick and a puck at center ice. Could you score a goal from the red line, center ice dot?
My guess is I could score a goal from the other red from the goal line.
From one goal to the other, you'd put it in.
Yeah.
Okay,
that's not hard to do at all. How many shots do I get? 1?
You could have 3.
Yeah, no sweat. Yeah.
All right.
Now I get the whole net. Now I don't get the little like mouse hole like they do.
It's an empty net, Perrault.
Yeah, that's not hard.
3 pucks.
Yes.
3 shots.
Yes.
Full length of the ice.
Not on
now
skates.
We're going to have to get a sponsor.
Not on skates, right?
Rent the rink.
That's not hard. You could
National.
do anyone can. I've seen 10-year-old girls do that.
Really?
Yes, it's not that hard. An open net, a gigantic open net.
Gigantic open net. It's 4x6.
Yeah, that's really not. That's pretty large to go into.
200 feet away.
Remember, when they do the contests, they do it with a mouse hole. It's literally 6 inches line. It's
This is
barely big enough for the puck to go in
It is.
for a car or for
From
whatever.
center ice, they do that.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, from center ice, you can give me 3 shots at an open net from center ice. No
You
sweat.
said you could do
I
it
would
from
back it
the
up.
other
Yeah.
net.
I would back it up into the goal line. Yeah. Make it even more difficult.
Okay.
Ice
This
is
is
clean.
fantastic. No, it's the end of the game.
Oh, well, that's a little, no.
It's the end of the period.
Give me clean ice. You didn't say that, did you?
Oh,
You
no,
didn't.
we got
clean ice.
clean ice.
You got to give me clean ice. I want clean
the
ice.
end of the game.
Well, you
So
didn't
it's
say that.
easy.
That changes everything. I'm not
That
saying no.
changes everything.
Changes everything because that's now you got all sorts of crap on the ice. So yes, that changes everything.
Now
You didn't
it's
say
not
that.
so easy.
Well, you didn't say that. You have to make it. I said normally you're on a clean sheet of ice.
Oh my!
That's how it normally operates. They do it normally after the Zamboni's gone through. Then you shoot it. Otherwise, yeah, I agree with you. That's really hard. The puck gets turned on its edge. It rolls. It gets all funky. Yes. But I'm talking a clean sheet of ice. Yes.
All right.
It's not that difficult to do that. But if it is dirty, then yeah, if there's all snow and everything else all over the puck, that can create.
Which makes what Eichel did pretty tough.
Oh, sure. I mean, look, he's firing that thing though. That was not like he didn't shoot that thing lightly. Like he put his weight into it.
He just wristed it down, took a nice little shot.
And it went through. So, and also I don't remember when the last timeout was for when the Ice Girls came out to do the whole shovel thing to clean the ice.
The 10-minute mark. They come out every 5 minutes. So the last one, if there was a pause of play around the
5-minute mark. So and that goal happened with like 2.5 to go.
That goal happened with like 38 seconds or something left. That was it. It was late.
I got to go back and see. I don't remember when that goal happened exactly. I remember
the time of the goal right now.
They pulled the goalie. They pulled
the
Skinner.
goalie early. Like I didn't know they were going to get one.
They pulled Skinner with like 4 to play, didn't they? Or 3 to play?
Eichel at 19:26.
Okay. Yeah, what's the last minutes? Yeah.
Look,
Look, I am
means there's
very impressed right now. I'll just say this. If the Golden Knights stay out of the box, the Golden Knights have a very good chance of advancing. That power play is lethal. Absolutely lethal. Don't take dumb penalties. So Carolina did what I thought they were going to do, and now they're the odds-on favorite to win the cup. We got to start paying attention to the Hurricanes. Do we not?
We already have.
Well, the world we have, but the world hasn't. On this show we have, but everyone's sleeping on this Hurricanes team. They're banged up. They can't do this. They can't do that. They won 5-1 last night pretty convincingly. Game went over somehow.
Oh, geez. We just got an offer from Tyler. He's going to rent the rink, and he's going to book it. The 3 shots. The Perrault 3 shots.
All right, let's do it. Rent the rink. Let's do it. I'm in.
We're going to need a video coordinator, the whole thing.
Sure.
All right. Perfect.
Give me the date. Give me the time.
Are you a left-handed or right-handed shot?
Right-handed shot.
Okay. Very good. We'll use a curved stick or a flat stick?
Curve stick.
Little curve. All right. Not a lot. Careful with that.
No. Okay, whatever. Regulation curve stick.
You can pick your stick. We'll give you a couple practice shots, maybe, too.
Oh, all right. You practice it. Okay.
We'll see. Tyler will have to make the rules. What was it last night? Was it Carolina's experience? Was it Carolina's goaltending? Was it a lack of goaltending from New Jersey? What was it last night that's like people should start paying attention to?
They're the best team left in the East.
Whoa. What about?
I think they're better than Florida and Toronto. Whoa. I've been saying this for 2 weeks now. I've been talking about the Hurricanes, saying all year long, the Hurricanes were the team that I was the most afraid of. And everyone's like, yeah, they're banged up. Yeah, guys are out of it. I'm like, okay, so what? Like, I don't care. You got 2 good goaltenders. They have a great home ice advantage, and no one's talking about them. Everyone's all in on Toronto and Florida, and everyone's talking about the Oilers and the Knights, and everyone's singing. And the little old Hurricanes are sitting there, and no one's giving them any respect at all.
Little old Hurricanes, they make so much noise in that building, and they
do
that big ass horn up and do all that stuff. That's a hard barn to play in. Number one. Number two. Does it look like to you that they just play the same game
every night.
game.
I agree. But the 5-1's a little odd. I mean, I was surprised at the 2-0 after the first period. I was like, whoa, wait a minute.
Well, that them with a lead, I think might be the best team left in all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Them with a lead is that team.
Mm-hmm.
If they get that goaltending, if you don't have an exacta or two or a future, you should probably have one because it's live. Like this might be the round that, listen, New Jersey won the 7-game series and slayed one dragon, took down the Rangers, the blue shirts, and all you people from New York, the Ranger fans. Golf season started early. But this might be a mountain where they run into the end for the Devils. That was it. That being said, it's going 6 or 7 games. This ain't no sweep.
Man, why didn't I bet that? I knew Corbin was going to pitch well today.
What?
Corbin's throwing a gem, I guess. I was going to bet the under.
Really?
I was going to bet the under. Corbin pitched outstandingly well in his last start. I was like, man, it's like something about the Cubs offense is bogus right now. They can't score, and it can't score on anybody.
Really?
And I was like, here comes Corbin. I was like, Corbin's going to shut down the Cubs. I was like, this game's going to go under. It was 9 last night. It was juiced to the under. And I was like, man, everyone's going to come in and say it's Patrick Corbin day. And it's bet against Corbin. I was like, I don't think I can do it. And I'm glad I didn't. I jumped out of it. I didn't bet it because I was like, I think Corbin's going to pitch well. And someone just in our Discord channel just said, Matt, Corbin's throwing a gem. Yeah.
3-0 Washington, top of 7.
See, like. yeah, they're going to win. I mean, Washington should have bet Washington, should have bet the under. All right. So I'm starting to see the board a bit better now. And that's good. So now I'm starting to come around. That makes me feel a little better. So the Red Sox have won 5 in a row. They beat Toronto 8-5. Has that game started?
Red Sox fan again though?
Has that started? I've never wasn't a Red Sox fan. Has that started? No, 3:10. 3:10 our time. It's a night game tonight. Do the Red Sox sweep the Blue Jays? 4-game sweep. Hard to get that 4th game.
What's the pitching matchup?
Not good.
Gausman against Bello.
Bello's not good. It's not good.
Gausman is. Today's the day the Blue Jays win, right?
I would hope so because the Red Sox were dogs in all 3 games, and they've won all 3 games. They're dogs again.
Yeah.
The Blue Jays.
Right?
It's like rinse and repeat.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I know we
Blue
talked
Jays
about
offense
it yesterday with the doubleheaders, bet the sweep, when the series is 2-0, a lot of times you bet the sweep. A lot of people will bet opposite and take the other side. I don't know. I got to look at Bello's numbers, but I know they haven't been good.
So Bello on the year is 0-1 with a 6.57 ERA, a 1.8 WHIP in 12 innings pitched. Give up 3 home runs in 12 innings, 18 hits.
Who do you pitch against?
He's not good.
Has he faced Toronto in either of his starts?
He has not. He has faced the Angels, Brewers, and Guardians.
Okay. I like Toronto today.
Yes, I would say I like Toronto too.
Yeah, and it's not personal.
No,
Pally.
I just can't. I mean,
Skip.
to me, I would say Toronto probably is the right side.
Jimmy.
Bobby. Who's Jimmy? Oh,
I don't. I just like saying names sometimes.
Oh, so your team got
Addison's going to be in Vegas. Did you hear this? Addison's going to be here this weekend.
Tomorrow. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, he's coming in.
Meet
I'm
this
with my
guy?
mom. That's why I was like, I can't.
Yeah, you got moms.
I was like, I got mom with me until Saturday night, so I'm out of pocket. I'm tied up.
Did you just say you're out of pocket?
Yeah.
Are you allowed? Are you even eligible to say that?
What do you mean eligible to say that?
I don't know. That's
Why?
I don't know. I didn't expect to hear that from you today. You're out of pocket.
You've never heard that saying before?
Oh no, I've heard it said. I just didn't expect to hear it from you.
Why?
You're out of pocket. I've never heard you say that in your life. I've talked to you every day for it feels like the past 20 years. I've never heard you once say I'm out of pocket because I'm with my mom.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm off the grid, out of commission.
Oh, all right. That's fine. There we go.
Your Pirates got blasted by your bullpen. Keller pitched well. They pulled him after 5. Your bet almost came in yesterday.
Pitched into the 6th. I think, and didn't get an out because
Didn't
of
get
an
an out.
error or something, and then they had to get him out of there. And McClanahan went 6, took him
Yeah.
out because they had a nice lead, said, "Bye-bye, we're good." Throw a couple, innings. Uh, I don't know who manages a pitching staff and bullpen better than Tampa. They
Yeah.
are so good at preserving what the top guys do, getting other guys innings. They're
But it's why they don't do well in the playoffs. They are built for a marathon. They manage their bullpen and their starting rotation for
right,
162. When you
right,
shrink it to 7, it gets problematic.
right.
That's why they struggle in the playoffs.
Boy, I mean, it's only May, so I don't want to even worry about thinking about the playoffs. But I mean, I love these sites and different places that have the percentage to make the playoffs. Like Tampa's making the playoffs, right? Like we didn't,
Yes.
you know. Hopefully, they'll figure it out before now and then. But
Who?
you're right; they haven't had success in the playoffs for a number of reasons, but that's
Yeah.
probably one of them.
No, I think it's the reason personally. I think the reason why, because they do everything, the shifts that they made, the defensive adjustments that they made, the way that they ran guys in and out, how they handled their rotation, how they handled their bullpen, just it's how they do it. They recognize, don't get guys hurt, like pulling McClanahan. Some teams would have let McClanahan go throw a complete game. He was
Yeah.
dominant. They're like, nope,
Nope.
6 innings, you're out.
Bye-bye. Thanks.
Sit down.
Yeah, you did good. See you later. Haas. What's the line, Haas? Haas.
Oh, yeah, that could be bad.
Is that a Midwestern thing? I don't know.
It
we
is.
Didn't, we didn't hear that one growing up, but Haas,
Yeah,
that's different.
yeah, that's a movie line, right?
I don't know.
What you doing,
Otto
Haas?
came in and said that. Barton said Bello's been pretty good. How's Bello been pretty good, Barton?
He's been
his
pretty good.
stats
What,
are
last
solid.
year? You mean? Not this year.
I don't know.
No, I mean his whip is 1.8. Uh-uh. Not today. Last year he was decent coming out of the bullpen, but him in the rotation, it's him or it's Whitlock. They're trying to figure out, who's going to be in the rotation. Sale throws tomorrow. We'll see how Chris
We
Sale
got
does on a
this new
Friday.
thing with this Thrive Fantasy and Prosper and all these
Mhm.
things that we're going to do.
Baseball's
We got
coming.
a good question from the chat here that prompted me to think of this question for you. Does
Hmm.
the way these pitchers are being managed with the innings and stuff make it tougher to bet the pitching props? Like,
I'm not into the pitching props. I know people are.
well, there's
that-
a lot
and
of people that are. I'm just
I
saying.
know
I'm
your
just
content
saying.
space people love it. It's a catnip type of deal.
Catnip.
Strikeout props, innings props, number of batters faced, number of outs recorded. Like these are all. We don't have those things here in Vegas. Like books here don't offer them, so I don't spend
We
a whole lot
do,
of
but
time.
they're so limited.
Yeah, like once or twice, you'll see a couple of them that they just don't. There's not a menu. If you look at DraftKings or FanDuel, every single game it's got pitching props on it, multiple pitching props on it. We just
They're
don't.
all automated and put into the system.
Yeah, but
Numbers
even
just don't.
here, our
That's why they're
Boyd,
not here.
right? But our Boyd FanDuel, you go to a Boyd FanDuel, and they don't offer what FanDuel outside of Nevada has.
Which is so strange, but it's not because I learned I had some phone calls this morning about some stuff. And I learned about these. Did you know that a lot of the books that are booking the games in different parts of the country are only booking a percentage of the actual action? Like if you take $1,000 bet
Mhm.
in a book,
Mhm.
your risk is only 500 of it, or 400 of it, or 300 of it. And the partner is taking on the other risk. Interesting.
What do you mean? Wait, hold on. Which you mean the casino partner?
Casino partner.
Well, that's how that's why it's state by state. Isn't that written into how the license and how the skin is written?
Sometimes the skin is taking a percentage of the volume. They don't care
Right.
whether you win or lose. They just want you to take bets. Other places
Right.
are actually taking risk,
Right.
and that's why you get
Right.
limited at so many places in
But
other
that's Boyd
states.
is using FanDuel is using Boyd's license, and Boyd's using FanDuel's skin essentially here in Vegas. That's how they put FanDuel up, even though it's Boyd's license and Boyd's risk. It's not FanDuel's risk. So yeah, I've known that. I don't know every single state and every single agreement though. That's the problem.
They're all different.
Right. You have to literally go through every single contract to figure out who's actually taking the risk when they take a bet.
It's very strange.
I started
Nothing's
learning
in-
about that with CG when I was at the Palazzo because I said, the Palazzo's at the risk. And they're like, no, it's not our risk, it's CG's risk. I was like, what? Like, yeah, we just licensed it. They pay us a rent to have that
They
space.
had no risk.
None. Palazzo had no risk. Zero. I was like, wow. Like, yeah, we don't book sports here. CG books sports.
Which made for a very awkward situation when they brought over somebody from the pit who wanted to bet 100,000 on a game, and they couldn't understand. Well, what do you mean? Take the bet. Well, what do you mean? Why don't you take 30,000 of the risk and then we'll take the bet?
Interesting. Yeah.
And it led to a little bit of this.
Sure, it makes
And
sense,
it should
right?
have been like this.
Right.
For those of you listening to the show, I was bouncing my fist together like this, and then I'm putting my fingers together like this, like we should be together, but we weren't. But yeah, this is just the pitching props are interesting. The dynamic is interesting. I think it's harder. I think it's harder to bet pitching props now than even it was 2 years ago.
The lack of the shift and the pitch clock have changed the game.
Change it all.
It changed the game, which is I like. I like the changes. I find myself watching more baseball. I find myself being more interested in non-Red Sox
coming
games.
around. It's all coming around, Skippy.
Yeah, I like it.
You're
I
watching
like
hockey. You're watching baseball. It's way more fun.
well, the games are faster. The games have more of a pace to them.
It's an absolute joy.
Yep, it's quicker. It's getting there. It's moving. It's nice to see. It's a good pitching matchup game. A 3-2 baseball game can finish in 2 hours. Moves. That's good. That's what we want. We want the games to be clicking along and bang, bang, bang. Let's go, and not be wasting time and get in, get out, have it be fun. So I'll tip my cap to Rob Manfred and the folks in Major League Baseball who have made changes, which I still think the Ghost Runner is the dumbest thing they've ever done, but the pitching clock has worked.
How'd the Oakland game get over last night? Did you see that? It was 2-1 dead under, tied at 2-2.
Right?
Flies over the total of 8.5. Somehow gets 7-2. They got 5 runs in the 10. Got over the total. If you betting under's tough, it's hard enough. But you
That's
throw the
just
Ghost Runner
dumb.
on at least some more runs and all this other stuff, man. It's hard betting under. Boy.
That's just dumb. That's
I
so
love it.
dumb.
I absolutely love the Ghost Runner.
Anything better than a walk-off grand slam? Dodgers last night.
Man,
It's pretty good, man.
I think
Only
Muncy knew what pitch was coming.
10-6 win. Walk-off grand slam for the Dodgers.
Come
over
all the way
Phillies.
back. Right? It was 5-0, I think, in that game.
I believe so, yeah.
I think it was 5-0. No, there's really, I mean, especially when you got the home team on a run line.
Right?
That's a jump
It's a
around.
gift.
I've
It's a
jumped
gift.
around myself. I've seen guys do the jump around in the book. You're laying 1.5 and you're in extras and you're like, I'm toast.
Yep.
Walk off, bye-bye. Walk off grand slam.
Or if you took plus 1.5 runs, you're like, come
Ah,
on, man.
That's
I had it all the way. We were good.
Listen, Kimbrel's got some man bun thing working or something in the back with the hanging out. His stuff is flat. It doesn't matter if you throw 100. If it's flat, major league pitchers, batters can hit major league pitchers even at 100 if it's flat. Muncy, I swear he knew what pitch was coming and almost must have known location because that ball was crushed. I'm worried about the Phillies with if Kimbrel's in that spot. And they're going to have to fix that.
Kimbrel's been done for a while, has he not?
Saying the quiet part out loud again.
I mean, he's been done for a while. like, let's be honest. He's been Kimbrel's been kind of stealing paychecks for a bit now. So
Whoa.
I mean,
He's still going out there. He's just
he is.
his head's turning like this.
Yeah. Like the dog and up and yelling squirrel.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah,
Okay, so quick update on the story that we told you about yesterday. Alabama this morning kind of shook the world. Front page story, ESPN.com. After the Ohio Gaming Commission decided to stop taking wagers on Bama baseball due to an irregularity, can't say that word, in a regular betting purpose. Thank you. In a regular betting purpose of
Flip that, Mikey.
I
Awesome.
know.
Anals. I got your anals right here.
Stop it.
What?
Every time I die laughing, the clip is. Madeline walked up to me. I was laughing so hard, and she looked at my phone. She goes, "What are you laughing at?" And I said, "I'm laughing at with this segment." She goes, "You're laughing at yourself?" I said, "Yes, I'm laughing at myself because this is so funny. Like this is so good." She's like, "You're weird." I'm like, "It's okay. It's a really funny clip. One day you'll understand why it's so funny."
The kids will have nothing but clips and memories of us when we get old. And they'll be like, our dads were pretty cool. They were doing this show and they
It's really funny.
laughed and they
Yeah.
talked, and people from all over the world watched them.
Yeah, it's fun.
Until then, we're weird.
You were weird. She said, "Because you're weird." She walked away. So Alabama has fired Brad Bohannon amidst this inquiry into betting in Ohio on the Alabama LSU game.
Oh,
Now, in the article written again by our friend David Payne Purnham for ESPN, that it's centered around two bets from the same unidentified customer. So, like what we talked about, two bets has started this entire thing. Now, the bets were of a sizable nature. And so now the question is and it's the same one we posed before. If Alabama had come back, they were down 8-1, they lost 8-6. If Alabama wins the game, do we ever hear about this?
nope.
Did Brad Bohannon get fired simply because Bama didn't come back? Because he got fired now
Well, I mean,
over this.
the story got brought to light because Bama didn't come back. The story got brought to light because somebody made a significant wager on college baseball, which, to keep it perfectly real, there's not a lot of significant wagering on college baseball.
Which is why it raised the red flag.
Right.
But FanDuel stopped taking bets across the country, and FanDuel admitted that they didn't have a single bet on this game.
Very noble of FanDuel to do that.
To
It's
stop
easy to
taking
give
bets
up
on
something
yeah.
that
To
you don't
stop
take
taking
any
bets
bets
on
on to
something
begin
that's
with.
not being bet. It's like I'm giving up 0 of 0. Okay.
Right.
So it looks good, like, oh, FanDuel,
Looks
proactive, way to
good
go.
to who?
Well, like the market or the regulators or the
Oh,
boards or the people who are saying, hey, at least FanDuel was proactive. That's great. Go
Oh.
FanDuel.
Ah!
They got ahead of it. That was great. They shut it all down.
Mm.
How many bets do you take on that FanDuel? Well, none. Oh.
Well, wait,
How many
run that report again. Hold on. Did you wait? Hold on. Run the report. You hit these things, drop down, print. It's blank. The sheet's
0.
blank. Where's all the bets? Oh, I didn't take any bets on it. But we're not going to take any now because there's got to be some nefarious activity going on.
I mean, it's 2 bets. Again, it's 2 bets from one person.
The problem is this. Again, Calvin Ridley got suspended by the NFL
For
for
a year.
a year. No one asked. Well, they found out what he bet. He was betting 6-game parlays.
Yep.
In every jurisdiction in the world, you bet 6-game parlays, they get a limo for you and bring you to the book to do it. Like him, they told you can't do it for a year. Kind of contradictory. Quick shout out and hello to Bob in Knoxville, Tennessee, who just
Hi.
said he's watching the show right now. Big
Hi,
fan
Bob.
of the YouTube show, as is everybody here. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. We really appreciate it.
Thank
We
you.
got over 1.2 thousand followers or something on there. It's growing every day. Thank you. If there's a connection between anyone inside any organization, I'm talking in generalities now, not specifics,
Okay.
and someone at a sports book, there could be a problem. So we have to vaporize this whole situation. And we create a perception for everybody
Mm-hmm.
that we're watching. We're policing ourselves. We're watching our industry. We have, and this is where I give Holt and U.S. Integrity some credit. He saw a need to somebody got to watch everybody. Because we see our friend Richard Schutz wrote a tremendous article on also our friends at Sports Handle published it about legislators, panelists, lobbyists, all these people speaking for the industry most of have never been in a book, let alone read a book about a book, taking a bet. You need to pay attention to what's going on in your house. That's what this is doing if there's a connection.
Well, why did they fire Bohannon is the question now. Not suspended, fired.
It says in there is no connection.
Right.
If there's no connection, why is he fired?
Due to confidentiality rules put in place by the NCAA member schools, the NCAA does not comment on current, pending, or potential investigations.
Oh. Man,
I mean,
got caught in the
remember,
crossfire, no?
Alabama's basketball coach did not suspend the best player on his team when he brought a gun, handed the gun to somebody else, who then handed the gun to somebody else who killed someone. They didn't fire him. So my friends in Alabama aren't very happy about this at the moment. They would like to figure out, what did he do? Like, exactly what did he do? Because if they fired him because
he
it's
made
a PR problem,
change before an hour before the game.
No one knew about except a couple of people and one person in Ohio who bet it twice.
They laid 240 for the first number. It wasn't like would it be? I'll ask you this because I'm sure someone had to ask this in something. Would it have been worse if it was a plus $4 dog?
It would have been, I think, but here's my question. So somebody walked into an Ohio sports book, right?
Yes.
So they walk in here. It was the they walked into the sports book at the Great American Ballpark, which is, the irony of that is fucking unbelievable.
That's where the Cincinnati Reds play, where
Pete Rose.
there's a hold on, I'm just gonna gather myself for a second. There's a sports book at the ballpark where the Reds play, where the biggest gambling scandal in baseball history, other than the Black Sox in 1919, when none of us were alive and there was no internet or anything, was Pete Rose betting on the Reds games. And now you can walk up to the ballpark and do it in the ballpark. So some guy walked up to the ballpark, in a Great American Ballpark, in the book, and says, I want 10 dimes on LSU, the number one team in the SEC.
So my gut tells me is that they probably said, no, you can have 5, and then we're going to move the number. And then the guy said, yeah, I want it again.
Yeah.
So then the first number was 240. The second number probably was like 300. He laid it both times. And so they were like, huh, that's interesting. Alabama announced that they fired Bohannon for, among other things, violating the standards, duties, and responsibilities expected of a university employee. They didn't fire him for the gambling allegation. They fired him for, among other things. So is this guy the fall guy because of the bad PR that Alabama has had for the last 6 months? Because it's been awful for them for the last 6 months.
It sure feels like it could be one of those situations.
Because firing the baseball coach is a lot easier than firing the basketball coach or the football coach.
Is it?
Way easier. Baseball coach is pretty easily replaced. Bama fans don't really, they care, but they don't really care.
Whoa. Told me Bama people care.
They love their baseball team, but the coach is like, okay. I mean, it's not going to be like, Alabama's not going to have an outcry. Like, Bama fans aren't going to flip out. Most Bama fans aren't paying attention right now. Like, they like baseball, but it's just a precursor to the spring game. And once the spring game's over, now it's just like, get me to the fall and July practice.
I'm concerned for one guy, the Bama baseball coach, and him's family. If he got caught up in this and didn't have anything to do with any of it, that stinks, because that is only going to open up a can of worms for every coach of every sport. And books aren't looking to not take more action. We're going to have books taking action legally in the United States on the WWE. So the books are not good businesses to go, you know what? Let's just take on the major sports, because, we might get people that might have information that we cannot control. The reality of the situation is this: and this applies to people in Knoxville, which again, hi, Bob, hi, Tyler, people in Ohio, Massachusetts, Las Vegas, wherever you're at. The bettors are always going to have the information before the books. The books are playing defense and the bettors are playing offense. They get the information, the book takes the information, and then decides what to do with it. If you advertise a certain limit, anybody can walk in and bet your limit. If they do so and ask again, I would say that's on the books to kind of go, okay, maybe this guy, how much money you got in that bag, sir? Because I've done it myself at the counter. I've had guys come up to me and say this. If I was working at the Great American Ballpark and a guy came up to me and said, I want to bet LSU today. All right, sir, the line's minus 240. What would you like? Well, I'd like to win 10,000. Well, I'd like it for it to not rain outside right now, but it's raining. So our limit is a dime. So you can bet 2,400 to win a dime. Well, I can go down the street or to the next state over and bet 10 dimes. Well, sir, you should probably go over there then because our price is a dime. Right. And you can bet it and we'll move it and you can bet it again. I was always trying to accommodate the player, but it was my place of business. It was our book. We told you what you could bet amount. Try to be as fair as you can. Now, some books have taken that wrongly and limited anyone that with a pulse that might win. That's 100% wrong too. So now we're at a big word alert, juxtaposition in the industry, because now books are trying to figure out, well, they're being exposed for either being a real book or a marketing company that takes bets. And that's where we're at in the industry. So now college baseball is one thing. If this happens in football or basketball, what's that sound you're making?
Again, that's why I think they let him go. I think this is one of those things where they all came in and said, all right, let him go. We have another story later in the show that we'll talk about a guy being let go for very similar situations. It's just a PR thing of like, get rid of it, get it off our books, move on from it, kill this story. This is a bad story for everyone. Make it go away. Like right now, make this go away. The problem is by firing Bohannon, I mean, the line is real. There will be lawyers. Like this is not going away. Like if he can prove he had nothing to do with this, Bama better be ready to scratch a pretty big check. Because firing him, unless he's got skeletons in his closet, he was sleeping with the secretary, like he was doing stuff that there was, they buried, and this was the straw that broke the camel's back. Okay. But if this is the only thing this guy has ever done and you let him go simply because of a PR problem the university's been having, uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Do we know anybody in Ohio specifically? I got brother Doug there, and I'm going to go there and check out all these books and really take in the atmosphere like we did in Arizona, which we saw some books in Arizona, which we had to wonder, like, really? These are the books in Arizona? I mean, it is what it is. But if you guys are in Ohio and you want to host us for a show, we'd love to do a show in Ohio and get us there. And the show can travel. That's one of the benefits of the show. We can travel and do shows. Is it being in Ohio part of the story, or just that's where the bet took place?
Just where the bet took place.
Okay.
I think we don't know what book took it though, right? It never said. FanDuel was quoted because they issued a statement, but we don't know what book took it, do we?
Well, the book at the ballpark took it.
Is there more than one book at the ballpark? Who runs the book at the ballpark?
Just look it up.
That's a good question.
Some of us know.
You do? Okay. At MGM. Okay. It was a national company. A national company took it. So that's how.
But it wasn't that bet that set off the smoke alarms.
Oh, okay.
That's all I can say right now. There was more to the story.
Well, then if that's the case, then Bohannon could have gotten fired for a reason then. If he started telling people stuff, if he was leaking information.
Listen, I told you the draft story.
Yeah.
Somebody showed up at one of our books and wanted to bet. They called me from I was in the risk room. The other guy was at lunch. I was by myself. It was the night before the draft. And a guy showed up. The girl said, Dave, there's a guy here with a bag of money who wants to bet the draft. Okay. What does he want to bet? On the draft to who's the first pick? I said, the limit's a dime. Well, he has a bag full of money. How much money's in the bag? 20,000. I said, well, he ain't going to bet 20,000 on it. But he can bet whatever he wants to win 1,000, and then I'll move it and he can bet it again. If that guy gets whatever he gets with us and goes to the next joint and tries to do the same thing, and they give it to him, and then he goes to the next joint and tries to do the same thing, and they only give him one bet, or they call me and say, we got a guy over here to try to bet the draft. Oh, he already bet me twice. Oh, really? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, he must know something. There must be something going on. And then a phone call's made, a report is generated. Now there's a betting syndicate. Betting stuff.
Okay. Makes sense.
And now the story can really be told.
Hmm.
Just keep that in mind. That's all
Okay.
I'm saying.
We'll watch that.
Yeah.
This story is from yesterday. You wanted it to be brought back
Yeah.
and placed kind of in the middle of the show here. And so we'll just touch on it quickly about Las Vegas and the changing demographics and the changing cost of coming to Vegas. And according to Caesars and their CEO, this is due to sports. That the new
not betting on sports, on teams being
sports being played in Las Vegas.
Right. Professional sports being played in Las Vegas, as well as we had a West Regional in the NCAA with things happening.
F1 in November, Super Bowl in February, All-Star game for the WNBA. What else is down the pike coming here? The PGA Tour has changed their FedEx Cup. Now the FedEx Cup comes to Vegas. Yeah. There's now a Vegas event for the FedEx Cup.
Cubs tied it up, by the way, against the Nationals.
Oh,
it's 3-3 in the ninth.
In the ninth? How about that? So Corbin didn't blow it. Man, that total was 9. Yikes. It's might go over. Yeah. Stupid ghost runner might. I'm glad I didn't bet it. What do you make of this? Because is it problematic if Vegas becomes a one and done destination, expensive trip for folks?
Yes, I think it is. But again, I was one of the frontline employees. I was there with people that were actually spending money and complaining about the fact that, a bottle of water cost $10 and that a well drink cost $18. And, you buy, me and you and our wives are out and we get a round of drinks and it's $64.
Yep.
And we're like, wait a second. We could go do this at home and it would cost me $4. Like, how can it be? I mean, I don't mind a markup and a premium for being where we're at, but when everything just hits you over the head with resort fees and this fee and that fee and everything's expensive, I can't come that often. And when I do, I leave feeling like I got taken advantage of rather than I got some real value and made some memories, which is what vacation places are. You used to be able to come here and gamble and get a lot of stuff for value. Meals, comps, tickets, shows, different things was affordable. It's not affordable. I don't think it's a good thing. Do you?
It's hard to say because I think if Vegas becomes a place where you go that has gambling versus a gambling place, I don't know. We've talked about it. You can gamble anywhere now.
True.
So I think you have to survive. And I think the way that Vegas is going to survive, and you could say it was this oasis in the desert. It was unique. It was the only place in the country where you could drink 24 hours a day and get whatever you want. And I understand all of that. But like the what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas mantra ran its course, just like in the 80s and early 90s when it was all about, building these theme parks for kids, and Circus got built and they had all these different things like bring your family to Vegas. We're family friendly. And then that didn't work, or that petered out. And then they went to the whole, come cheat on your wife here and nobody will know, that whole thing. And there was that. Now it's all about the shows. It's all about coming here for an experience, and you can gamble as well. But you're coming here because we have pro football, we have pro hockey, we could have pro baseball soon. We have WNBA basketball, we have pro women's basketball. We're gonna have, we have lacrosse, and we have UNLV football, and we have bowl games, and we have NCAA tournament games, and we have
But-
conference tournaments. Like, we've got all these things that you can come here to go and experience, and we're set up better than most places to handle it. You can walk, you can be a part of a casino, property, or not stay at a casino property. So I don't know if I'm totally against it, just because I think it's about survival.
It is the next metamorphosis.
Yeah.
It's the next layer of becoming a city that has gambling. I like the way you said that, rather than a gambling town, which
Yeah.
is what it was known for. The problem is that you can go to Cleveland and do the same thing. Nothing against Cleveland. You
But
can
our
go
weather's better.
in the summer. Their weather's better in the summer. It's
You ever been to Ohio?
115
You know what?
here.
That's like, the humidity is awful. Oh, it's horrible.
It ain't bad in Cleveland in the summer. I mean, it rains. Sometimes rain is good. You actually
Mhm.
smell trees. You get grass. It's okay to rain once in a while. It's a little rough here in June, July,
Oh no,
till
for
it
sure.
rains in August. I don't know. Vegas is still going to be Vegas. It's still going to be unique. But this, another big word alert, starts the homogenization,
Of the market,
right?
100%.
And if I could go somewhere like San Diego, Dallas, Texas, whatever, well, Dallas doesn't have casinos, but somewhere
Oklahoma
where there's
does.
a big league city with multiple
St. Louis.
teams. St. Louis. There's different things. I mean, I don't know. I wanted to address it while we were on Sports Grid on the replay. And again, every night at midnight Eastern, 9 o'clock Pacific PM, this show re-airs on Sports Grid TV. They got all new platforms. We're on Okra TV now.
Ooh,
We're
hi,
on
Okra.
Amazon. We're on all these different things
Nice.
on there. But it's an interesting discussion. Thanks for bringing it back.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see how we'll follow this, but it's big money for the reason why it's a story is because Caesars is saying that the lower tier customer is being pushed out, and it's been replaced by a higher tier sports consumer, which people are buying. I mean, just look at the Taylor Swift concert. It's not just sports related. People were paying, face value, $400 a ticket. People buy Adele tickets for
and your
1,000.
daughter went to that.
Yep.
It was almost $1,000 night, was it not?
What do you mean? The tickets were $1,000. That doesn't include everything else.
Okay, so there you go.
It was a two dime
number
night. It was yeah.
Motto. Oh my god.
It was the whole thing was the
Who
outfits.
can afford to do that? A regular person. I mean, it's hard. Like you got to be
Yes.
careful.
Of course.
can't
It's a
just do that.
once in a lifetime thing. It was a one-time thing. It's not going to be normal.
Oh,
It's going to be
man.
I've told Madeline numerous times, it's a one-time thing. But yeah, people buy Adele tickets right now. They're $1,000 a piece. It's 2 dimes just to get into the place.
I mean, how good could she sing?
She's
That you
well,
feel
it's,
like
it's
you're
the
going to get
demographic.
$1,000
U2's
worth
tickets
of
are going to be
entertainment.
$300 per ticket just to get into the joint, just to get in. Average price. It's just what you're going to see from these types of experience. What Vegas is now going to push is the experience. We are no longer a gambling town. We are an experience town. Come here.
Be careful because you're not getting that level of service at a lot of places on the strip. There's a lot of people making minimum wage or just above minimum wage, and they're taking it out on the customers. I saw it for years. Like, you have a certain level of standard for yourself, as do I. That's why we try to, I think, I've talked about this, about matching each other's enthusiasm. Farra
Right.
shows up here every day. We're doing it together. We're going. People in our lives know we'll just show up and do it. We're going to do it. It's important to us. My dad used to say, Dave, if you're going to be a janitor, be the best janitor that they got.
Fair.
Just do it good. Whatever you're doing, do it the best you can. Because then you only have to answer to yourself.
Right.
There's a lot of people mailing it in a lot of places here. And if you start charging Ritz-Carlton prices and you're getting Motel 6 service, people are pissed.
Well, here's the problem though, Dave. Those people that are making minimum wage are getting replaced by computers and robots every day.
Every damn day.
So the people who are mailing it in aren't going to be around.
And that's fine. And is that robot level of service worthy of Ritz-Carlton prices?
It is if you want convenience and quickness. If you're used to it.
Man, oh man.
My car knows when I sit down in my car knows it's me.
I don't know, homie.
I mean, it's just how it is. You walk in, you want certain things. Your car knows, you walk in, your badge or your license or your comp number or whatever it might be identifies you, and you get your keys. I mean, right now at Caesars, if you go to Caesars Palace right now, I think there's only 2 windows with people to check in. It's all computerized. It's a huge 20 row of check-in bots. You get your keys, they kick it out. You go, here I am. Up, here's your room, kick it in. Oh, I want an upgrade. Oh, I want to give you a $20, handshake to get an upgrade to a suite or whatever. All that's gone. That's all being eliminated. Same thing with bartending. Bartenders used to be your friends. Now you're going to get exact pours and exact mixes down to the milliounce.
That's not better. I don't think it's better. I mean, that's corporate. That's bean counters. That's all that stuff. It's not better.
It's what the world is, though. I mean,
I don't think that's better either.
Okay. I'm not arguing it, but like you're going to get into an Uber that's not driven by a human. Okay. Our human
You're going to do that. I do.
Our human interaction is going to be limited. Dave, there may not be drivers soon on the strip. I've told you this. You may be only driverless cars allowed on the strip.
Bye-bye strip. I'll wave at you as I drive by you on the freeway. I ain't getting a car.
It's amazing. It really is. All right, let's get some games tonight.
Yep.
Warriors -6 against the Lakers. Did I write LAK? I'm right to the LAL. Sorry if I wrote. Did I write the LA Kings, the LA Lakers? I apologize.
Kings are done, but Lakers are LAL.
I think I wrote LAK on
this. 6.5 now, 227.
Woo! The run has begun.
Somebody not playing? AD okay?
No, it's what I thought was going to happen. There's a stat that was posted that everyone now is quoting. It's been 16 consecutive wins for teams who lose game 1 at home to win game 2. They are 14-2 ATS.
Warriors, conversation over. Thank you.
What about the total?
Fell within a point of this number, right?
And it went down. It went over 228.
So the inclination is it's going to go under.
So
there you go.
227
NBA breakdown.
Time for the Thrive and Prosper prop bet of the day, presented by our friends at Thrive Fantasy. With Thrive, you can eliminate countless hours of research and focus on only top-tier athletes that have the biggest impact on the game. Thrive offers users versus user prop tournaments for all major sports and esports. Users compete against each other to win cash prizes. Thrive has top multipliers in their prop lobby contests, where you can build an entry and win up to 20 times your money. Use that promo code BVB when you sign up today. You will receive a 100% instant first deposit match of up to $250 with Thrive, available in the App Store or the Play Store, or by going to thrivefantasy.com. You can also get a direct link on the BVB Discord channel, bvbshow.com. Go under sponsors. There's a direct link right there for you. You won't need the promo code BVB. It'll all be set up right there for you if you go through our Discord channel at bvbshow.com. Promo code BVB if you go to thrivefantasy.com. All right, we're 1-1. We missed it yesterday. Bummer on Jaylen Brown, because if he plays the fourth quarter.
So Jaylen Brown was over 30.5. He didn't play the fourth quarter and got to 28.
Correct. It easily goes over if he plays the fourth.
He only had 3 rebounds. That was the concern when we talked about it. I was worried. You said if he scores 25 points, he's going to get this. He scored 25 points.
I said over 25 points. He scored 25.
And it didn't get there because of the rebounds. That's what I was concerned.
No, he didn't get there because of the fourth quarter.
No,
it would have been. He would have gone over this if he played the fourth quarter.
No doubt, that would have been easy. But that's that's why you got to be careful with these things.
Of course, that's why I bet quarter units on props. I don't bet heavy on props because the game flow can screw everything up.
Yes.
So yes, the blowout kills props. 100% blowouts are an absolute curse when it comes to prop betting, because you do it over a 4-quarter.
The
projection
giving you to you for 4 quarters,
and he plays 3, and then you're toast. So
and
yes,
the
Austin Reeves over 19.5 points and assists tonight for the LA Lakers. I think this is going to be a role player game tonight.
Oh,
It was all LeBron, and it was all really three. It was AD, LeBron, and Schroeder. Only 13 was the number here for Austin Reeves in game 1. But Austin Reeves has been pretty good with this number. It's hit 56 of 71 times this year for Austin Reeves. And when the number's been 19 and a half, it's hit 9 of 15 times for this.
I think 4.5 is his rebounds number.
Yep.
And 14.5 is his points total.
Mm-hmm.
Which one doesn't get there for him? Oh, points and assists. I thought this was rebounds.
Points and assists.
Let me check the assist number. It's got to be 3.5.
3.5.
There it is. 3.5 minus 162. Yes. Still got it. It's unbelievable. I can just kind of still think these things through. Can't get a job doing it, but that's fine. What is your first thought? Over.
Yeah.
Why is our first thoughts always over?
I just think for this, Austin Reeves, I think, is going to have a lot of opportunities because I do think they're going to focus heavily on getting the ball out of AD's hands.
I'm thinking under.
Okay.
I'm thinking under.
The projection is 22 and it's 23 actually for the projection on this.
I love these projections.
It's on 4 quarters. This game hopefully goes 4 quarters where he plays all 4 quarters.
Well, this game's going to be, the move's already come on the Warriors. You just gave us the stat. The Warriors are going to win.
If they house them, Reeves might get their easy. If Rice, well, that's the thing. If they house him, Reeves may play more. Sit LeBron, sit AD. He may be on the court more. That's why I think it's a role player. I'm not going with the studs. I've seen a lot of people say bet the under with Anthony Davis tonight for the points. Not really feeling that. To bet over on LeBron points, not feeling that. I think this is a role player. I think Schroeder is not bad. You want to take a Dennis Schroeder flyer on him. I don't think he scores 19.5 points again, but I believe his points and assists is like 13.5 tonight. People not buying these.
He's playing regular minutes.
Yep. He's playing a lot as a point guard for them.
And if they're winning, that ain't going to change. If they're losing, you're right. He may get more minutes.
So.
Okay. Talked that through pretty good. That was good. Thank you, Thrive Fantasy.
Austin Reeves, the way you guys take this and you tie it up with something else, you got to have at least 2 different legs on this to go to Thrive Fantasy, but go ahead and check out thrivefantasy.com, BVB, the promo code. Toronto is a big favorite in game 2. It's game 2 Thursday. So here is Toronto. All 3 home teams lost game 1. We like Toronto to win game 2?
What do you mean all 3 home teams lost game 1? Carolina won.
No, play tonight.
There's only 2 games.
There's 3 games. Basketball, 2, and hockey.
Oh, basketball included too. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right. So game 1, all 3 of these teams lost the other night. So they all win tonight, no?
That's what I bet.
Did you do a money line parlay with all 3?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Sometimes, man, you can see you coming in the dark.
Although I bet it twice. I bet a 2-legger and a 3-legger.
Another home run for the Rays. It's 3-0.
Kraken scares me a little bit.
Right?
They could win tonight.
They could win tonight.
So to be safe, I bet twice. I bet a 3-legger.
That's the dog with the biggest shot to win, no?
Yeah, without a doubt. Yes.
Although we're refusing to acknowledge that the Panthers could actually win.
They could, but I just think Toronto's this is hair on fire. Like, look out. They're gonna throw their weight around tonight. Like Florida got their W. Like they don't need to risk it.
Fire.
Yeah.
That's no good.
Yeah, I think Toronto.
You. That was not me. That was you.
It was me. It was not announcing the home run for Yachty.
Really?
So yeah, I decided part of my baseball prep is that I follow the home run account on Twitter, and so whenever they tweet, I get a notification. So it tweets all day. Every home run, because I want to see where teams are
with these alerts and notifications. The kids' phones never stop.
Mine doesn't.
Sitting out eating,
all crazy.
And I'm like, what is it? And like nothing. It's a notification.
It's every home run. I want to know what every home, because I'm gonna start, when I start betting baseball here soon, when the pivot comes, I want to have a good idea as to what lineups are doing what.
Oh God.
Where's the power? Where's the fear? Who's having a big year? So over tonight
in this game,
6.5.
How did it not go over last time?
I agree, but it's a little scary because it didn't go over last time.
Well, no, I think that's another reason to bet the over. No,
it's fair.
I mean, 6.5. Whoa, 6.5 at
it's juicy.
It was minus 142, but the takeback's only plus 116. What are we doing? I'm not in favor of this at all. So many things are changing, and I'm just not really in favor. Whoa, something just happened. They're watching the show, Perrault.
Why?
Toronto just moved. It's minus 220.
Yeah.
Minus 210.
Right side.
Win bet just went to minus 230.
It's right side.
What's going on?
It's right side. Yeah, that's right side.
Jeez.
Kraken at plus 175. Worth the flyer. Best road team in hockey. Game 2. Go up 2-0.
Oh, is this jumping on that craps table after we've hit 10 points in a row and,
Yes.
and saying hit the pass line now and
Yes.
then 7 out? Like,
Yes.
it's a game they get caught, right?
Dallas cannot lose this game.
That's desperation.
Yeah,
Dallas team tonight. You
Physical
can't lose
Dallas.
both home games and go on a road to Seattle and expect to win a series.
I think the game's wide open, though.
Wide open.
Yeah.
We have to tighten things up after last game.
No, because I think Seattle forces you to play wide open, and Dallas is going to have so many scoring opportunities. I think Dallas could win the game big. I think Dallas could win like 5-1.
Dallas scored first last game.
Yep.
Dallas had a guy named Joe Pavelski.
Yep. Play for the
He's
first
a
time.
tremendous hockey player.
Mm.
I love that guy. 4 goals. He scored 4 goals, and they lost.
Yep.
Draisaitl scored 4 goals last night
They
for the
lost.
Oilers, and they lost. Everything went right for the Stars, and they lost in overtime.
Not everything went right. I
I'm-
mean, they were down 4-2 after 1. I went to that's going right.
They started off right. Let's put it that way.
Okay. Up
They
1
were up,
nothing. Yeah.
and then boom, like you like to say. I've adopted that into the vernacular.
Nice.
The kids asked me the other day, "Why are you saying boom instead of boom?" I'm like, "Because Perrault says it." And the little one says, "You talk to him too much." I
Fair.
say, You're right.
You're right. The kids know.
The
as we
kids
say.
do. Though.
The kids know.
I'm nervous about putting a 200 on there for the Dallas Stars tonight.
I would
No,
agree. 100%. Yes.
nervous.
Yes. This is the game. This is where the dog is really live.
What's going to get more of your attention, this game or the Lakers and Warriors?
Lakers Warriors. But I'll watch
Really?
this game. Yeah. I mean, we'll see what we're doing tonight. We'll see how Mom's all adjusted time-wise now. She went to bed at 8 last night, so we didn't do very
She
much.
had to be exhausted after the flight, and then you
Yeah,
probably ran
so-
her ragged a little bit, right? How
So
was the
her-
flight? Was everything all right? She was worried about flying by herself.
Yeah, she was fine. It was the connection. She flew for the first time. She flew through JFK because it was like $250 cheaper to fly that way. So she flew through JFK. She flies direct back, but she had to stop. That was her nerve, her fear. But it was fine. She got here. It just makes the trip really long, and I don't recommend anyone doing that. If you fly from the East Coast to Vegas,
Right.
a stop is rough. So it's one flight for 45 minutes, and then it's a 5-hour flight. So it's
Well, I mean,
Lo-
stopping in Chicago or St. Louis ain't
that's
bad.
not too
Break it
bad.
up.
But man, I hate O'Hare. So
Midway, baby, Midway.
who flies to Midway besides Southwest? No
I
one
don't know,
flies.
that's right. I don't-
Yeah, Southwest is the only one that flies to Midway. So that's the problem with that. You're right. I mean, it's the same thing when you fly like with Houston. Like, don't fly to Reagan. Fly the other one, which I'm blanking on the name of the other airport in Houston. But very few airlines fly in the other one. So
Right.
it's kind of a problem on that. But
Okay.
all right. Do you want to do the Penn gaming story tomorrow?
The Penn Gaming story tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, let's tease it then for tomorrow.
Yeah. So we'll get into this more a
I
bit
mean, I think
tomorrow.
we need to mention it because it's kind of
Yeah.
a big deal.
So Ben Mintz got fired yesterday from Barstool because of you like to rap. He was rapping. He said the wrong words.
Wrong words.
Be really, really bad word.
Wrong words. You can't say those words sometimes, I guess. Some people can say them, some people can't. Can't say
Right.
those words.
So he
Out.
gets fired.
Fired.
Dave Portnoy goes crazy because the reason he was given by Penn and Penn Gaming was they could take away our license for this. So they said, look, they're looking for any reason why to not allow us to operate in their state. We're a $1 billion company. We're not going to allow an employee to do this. This employee is now fired, which incensed Portnoy. He went crazy on social media. A lot of people are talking about it. I mean, he went as far as to say that, like, you're going to ruin and end the brand of Barstool if you keep on doing this, which is a pretty big comment to say.
Ooh.
But is this now the world we're going to live in where like the
Don't we
real
already?
the real power players are the ones who hold the licenses. They get to dictate what happens in the world?
Don't we already?
I don't know. It's definitely a change.
Do we have a license?
No.
Do we have a lawyer?
No.
So we can say whatever we want?
Yes.
Can we keep that?
I hope so. It's I hope so. Yeah. That's the whole of the show. So yes, I hope we can keep that. Yes.
I really hope we can keep that.
Well, we don't. I mean, that's the thing. I've said this on the air and off the air, but we'll never. I mean, we may license the show to people, but we'll never sell the show. We'll always own the show. It'll always
Don't
be-
say never, Perrault, because if somebody
Ah.
brings a Brinks truck,
to buy the show.
Brinks.
I mean, okay.
Brinks.
In today's climate, good luck. I'll take it. I believe
You
it when
know,
I see it. But
in the takeaway from this, and we'll address it again tomorrow because we're going to keep it moving. We're doing really good on the time, and we got an
Yeah.
appointment that we cannot miss.
No.
Not saying you got to have grown-ups all the time because the kids know, but they're going to hold these people's feet to the fire that are doing stuff content-wise, book-wise. You're always accountable for your actions. Always. Just remember that. When
if
you're doing
Barstool didn't have a controversial past, did this guy keep his job?
Good question.
The answer is yes.
We can.
The answer is yes.
Is it?
Yeah, the answer is yes.
I don't know.
The reason why this guy
I
got
don't know.
blown. The reason why this guy got blown out is because of what Barstool has done in the past.
I don't know. I've seen people cancel for less.
Yeah, but Barstool, they even said, to,
Platforms.
I know, but they said it to Dave. You and what Barstool has done, they're looking for any reason to come after us. So
Standards
the
are
past.
standards. I mean,
Well, no,
what's
they
going
hate-
on in Massachusetts with those standards is no joke. They
Right.
didn't. This is no surprise.
Yeah,
I
but the
told
people
you this
hate
when I
Barstool.
started reading the stuff.
There's
that
some in
Massachusetts were
though.
holding people accountable for.
There's some people who hate Barstool's past in Massachusetts.
There's people that hate Barstool's past all over the place, not
Yep.
just in Massachusetts.
Well, that's what
and
they're
they got
afraid of.
something out to get them.
Right.
There's other people that will die going to bat
Protecting it.
for
Yeah.
Barstool as well.
Protecting them.
That
right.
goes for any organization. This is not Barstool specific. I don't think so.
I think Barstool's a unique case because of what
Mm-mm.
Barstool has done in the past. Barstool has done phenomenal things like
disagree.
during the pandemic, the money that they raised for small businesses, the way that they helped out people when they really were in need.
Yep.
The Barstool Fund is an incredible story of, altruism, but their past came into play here, in my opinion, on this. So we'll get further into what he said and how he said it and what went on tomorrow. But
Tomorrow.
let's get to better to book it
Let's do it.
here because we have a meeting we got to roll to.
We're doing good.
Warriors -5.5 against the Lakers tonight. The
Good
number I
number,
bet
bet it.
last night.
Good number. Bet it. You
What's
better
the
bet,
closing?
guys. If you're watching the show or girls winning Las Vegas, I hope your day gets better. But thank you again for being here. I'm glad that the chat and the show can give you a little bit of a break from whatever you're going through. Appreciate that. You guys better bet this now, and girls, because it's going up.
What's the number it lands at? What was it? What's the
7.
ceiling? Okay.
7, because that's where they come in and buy it.
Okay.
Let's see if anyone's peaking a 7 now. Let's refresh. One place is at 7. 7's the top.
Okay.
I like Golden State.
Okay. Warriors Leafs money line parlay at +118. I added the stars too, but this is just for this purposes. I'm
Warriors Leafs +118.
Warriors Leafs is +118. Warriors Leafs stars is +244.
Yeah, I'm worried about the stars one. I
Yeah.
like this one better.
Yeah, me too. This is the better bet.
Again, it's never personal in the book. It feels like you're going to just pick against the Panthers every game. A lot of people might come at you in the chat for that and all that other stuff. I don't
No,
think
I-
that's the
I
case
mean-
here. I think the Leafs are going to win.
I didn't bet
I'm with
against. I didn't bet against them in the first. I bet the over. I didn't bet against the Panthers in the first game.
Yeah.
I didn't bet a side in that game. I just bet
Right.
the over. So
Sorry, Roger. We'll address the story tomorrow with the Barstool. He wants
yeah.
to know, what did the guy say? He said some rap lyrics that were
racially insensitive.
can't be said. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right,
can't say
exactly.
what the word in a rap lyric that you can't say. He said on live stream.
Right.
So That's why it wasn't recorded. It was live. Over 5.5 Dallas and Seattle.
Oh man. I would
money.
book this one.
It's plus money. Plus 110.
I know. I'm booking this one.
4-2 final. Dallas wins 4-2.
Good call. It could happen. I think it's a complete reversal of the first game.
Oh, I could see Dallas blow them out. Yeah. I don't know. If it's a reversal, I don't think it's 2-1, though.
4-1 max.
Holding Seattle to 2 goals. Maybe.
3-2.
They allow odd man rushes because they go after it. They push tempo.
Guys in the chat, girls in the chat watching the show. Who wins tonight? Toronto or Florida? Go. Put it in the chat right now. Just want to see it go. You guys, if you're watching hockey, you can do it. I'm curious what you think.
Over is live in Dallas. I would agree.
Over's live in Dallas. Yeah, for sure.
I would agree. I'm going back to an oldie but a goodie for the last bet. Gift parlay.
Gift parlay. Goal in the first 10 minutes for the newbies.
Both games.
Both games have a goal in the first 10 minutes.
Plus 179.
Toronto, Florida, and the over. Florida, Toronto. Wow.
Suck.
Leafs suck. Thank you, Pierre Chevalier. Toronto, Florida, house money. Wow. Interesting. Florida wants it.
Yeah,
Man,
I think you're going to see a different Toronto team tonight.
I think so too.
So,
go in the first 10 minutes. That's by either team. For those of you new to the show, it's a goal in the first 10 minutes of the game. In both games, Perrault's putting them together and going in a parlay, plus 179. Which one gets you?
Well, by the numbers, it would be Dallas and Seattle.
That's the one that gets you.
It's minus 135 versus minus 180. Toronto, Florida, they're expecting a goal in the first 10 minutes in Toronto.
Pirates just got 2 in the ninth. It's 3-2.
Ooh, there you go.
Everything is good. Almost. I would book this one. I'm worried about the Dallas one. I think we get it tight. I just think this is a reversal of what we saw. That was such an anomaly. It was craziness that we get a 0-0 first 10 minutes.
Can't see it. Dallas scores fast.
There you go.
They come out of the gate. I think Dallas gets one quick, keeps that crowd going, and we roll with it. Favorite thing about today is what?
2 things. One, congratulations to my guy, Pat McAfee, and his wife. They had a baby girl this morning. He was up watching hockey late, the Vegas and Knights game, tweeting. And then I got a quick text, a missed call from Gumpy, and we never connected, but I saw the information on there. And I don't know if he was calling, tell me about it or whatever he was calling, but I missed him. But congratulations to Pat. Welcome being a girl dad. It will be one of the coolest things that you ever do in your life.
Maybe the coolest thing you ever did in your life.
Yeah. And it will also cause you angst and stuff that you never knew you even had in you. I can just tell you that. But number 2 is all this stuff going on with the Bama guy and the this and the that and the bets. I got a call today from somebody, a complete cold call that we exchanged numbers in the past and we're unable to connect, from a gentleman who's been in the business longer than me.
Okay.
On both sides of the counter. Random call this morning from a number that I did not recognize. And I still pick those up because, one, I like to challenge the person on the other end of the call, get them off the script and try to make their day, either with a giggle or a laugh. Or if they're rude, remind them to take me off the list.
Ooh.
But either way, we have a good discussion. So I answered his call, and it's from a gentleman who I never met before. And it was awesome. And I can tell you this, we have another friend in another state in the business who watches the show, likes the show, likes the Twitter things and the clips and everything else. Another fellow girl dad who we might be going in the Midwest to go do a show. So
Oh,
We'll leave it at that right now. I can't say who it is, but it was an absolute joy. Had about a 35-minute conversation, in depth about a lot of things, and he told me, just keep doing what you're doing, because there's not a lot of people speaking the truth in this space. We are every day.
amen to that. Amen to that. My favorite thing about today is that I can just give my daughter to my mom. Just say goodbye. I never get this chance to just say goodbye.
Got a built-in babysitter.
I got a built-in everything today. It's phenomenal. They're going shopping. They're getting their nails done. They're buying shoes. They're going to get their, I don't know what they're doing. They're going to, my favorite thing about today is that we do the show. I don't have to worry about where Madeline is. We go, although I didn't tell her school. Shoot, I just forgot about that. Whoops. Forgot to tell the school that she wasn't going to school today. That's my fault. Just remember that. I knew it was something I was supposed to do this morning that I forgot to do, but she's off school today.
That's all.
She's just with my mom, her grandmother. And so that is precious time that Madeline gets to spend, because she doesn't see her grandmother nearly as much enough as I would like her to. So we get to go to this meeting, and I'm not going to worry about anything else. It's all good and it's all fun. So we'll be back tomorrow for both Sports Grid and on YouTube, and you guys on Sports to get the whole show today. So you got the full taste. This is what we do every day. So if you guys ever want to watch the show live, 10:30-ish, 1:30-ish, 2 o'clock-ish Eastern time for the show on our YouTube channel at Boston versus the Book. Farra, Dave, Matt, back tomorrow for Roll